It's not to be like the world, and not to be like the great majority of American Christians, but to be like Jesus Christ. I don't know why you're clapping. I'm talking about you.
What's wrong with you people? I'm serious.
You can't say amen, you ought to say ouch.
Hello, Humblebees. Welcome to Tulips and Honey.
Hi, Humblebees. Welcome back to Tulips and Honey. I'm your host, Lauren, and I'm joined today by my super sweet co-host, Becca, who has a matching background with all of our information.
Woohoo! Lauren made these bad boys. I love them.
But you totally made all of our information off to the side. So it was a teamwork effort.
Yeah, we put it together.
Effort. Words.
Yes.
Yep. There you go. And today we are joined again by a very wonderful guest. We're so thankful to have you back for round number 2. I can't believe you came back. Most people are just like, absolutely not after they suffer through a full, I don't know, two hours probably of our nonsense. But you are a glutton for punishment, Rikki. You came back for another episode. Yay!
Yay! We're probably
excited to be here.
We bribed her.
No, I love hanging out with you guys and getting to talk to you guys. It's always a lot of fun. And I'm just super excited to be here.
We sent her 3 different Spurgeon books for her to say that. And it was really
books are currency. Lauren has said this in the past.
Totally have a whole nother bookshelf full of stuff.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, P&R. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't drop our partnership. It was a joke. I'm sorry. Becca, you go right ahead and lead away.
Before we get started, we had a few points that we just wanted to give shout outs to. We wanted to send a big thank you to everybody that donated to the GoFundMe for one of our fellow sisters. We were expecting to raise hoping to get to 2,500. We've surpassed that. We've reached the goal, which is just amazing.
Wonderful.
But you can still give; it's still open. So I don't even know what it's at. The last time we checked, it was at 2,600. So
I think it's nearing 27. So the donations have slowed down, but it actually was such a blessing. Candy Durbin shared it, and then it got shared from there quite a bit. And so I did not expect to meet this goal, but I just thought, this is going to be something that we can all be praying about. When we met it within like under 48 hours, no, it was under a day. We met it, right?
Yeah, less than 24 or less than 48 hours. We did it
for sure. My mind was alone. I could not believe the generosity of everybody that is joining us in prayer for her and her family. Her husband is home now, so we thank you guys for praying for him. He's home. They found him, and I'm curious now. Like I started to get really interested. Like where is our Navy that they had to go find him? And I don't know enough about the Navy. I was like, wow, this is really. Were you on a submarine? I don't know. Like
that's classified, Lauren. Classified.
I'm sorry. I just want to know. Anyways, but thank you, all of you wonderful, amazing Humblebees, for taking the time to pray for her and also taking the time to share that. And the GoFundMe is still up. There is a tremendous amount of medical bills that have been accrued through her pregnancy because she was high risk. And so we really appreciate all of the donations. We're going to leave that up if you guys want to continue to donate or share. That's also super helpful. What's our next shout out?
We are shouting out to a.Amanda Duba, we've talked about her before. She's still needing a kidney. Here's a picture of her that Lauren's going to.
I'm going to put it right there.
Bam.
Boom.
And,
done.
And Amanda, her website is amandaneedsakidney.com. Her Instagram is @Amanda_KidneyQuest. So keep her in prayers. And if you want to give, there's information there at her Instagram and her website. And then we also have a reminder to our Facebook group that there is no trolling allowed on our Facebook group.
Right. Yes. And I really want to make a little bit of a distinction here because I think this is important. There are places on Facebook and other places where you can go and you can debate your little heart out. However, I want to encourage us as believers that if we're professing Christians, that we take our time online very seriously. And we've had several episodes about this already. We had the Friendly Calvinist on, who was actually able to walk us through how we handle these situations. One of the really great things that he said to me that stuck with me is he said that oftentimes he'll wait like a full 24 hours before he responds to some kind of negativity on his page. And I think that's really great wisdom, because by the time 24 hours is over, and I've done this a couple of times whenever there have been blogs or things written about us, I've been able to take a step back and realize, okay, this is actually not such a big deal that I need to step in and make things like put any fuel on the fire. And when you take a step back like that, you're able to say, okay, you know what? This isn't worth this unity over, or this isn't worth arguing over. And we are actually, the reason why we take this very seriously in the group is because we are stewards of this group. These wonderful believers that have joined our Facebook group are there because we invited them, and we want to make sure that we don't let any opportunities in for sin. And so unfortunately what happens oftentimes in any kind of debate is pride. And so we have pride, or we have sinful anger. Like if everybody remembers back to when Justin Peters got off Twitter. Why did he get off Twitter? Because the comments that people were making to him were making his wife sinfully angry. And to protect her from that sin, he shut his whole Twitter down. And so we want to discourage anything that could create a situation that would put our wonderful humblebees in the position where they might be tempted by sinful anger or pride. And so, not that we don't want the discussion. We love the discussion. Right. We always encourage people to send us private messages if they have questions or concerns. We just have to put a stop to it at a certain extent whenever it gets ugly.
Yes. No trolling.
No trolling. Troll-free zone.
Open to biblical discussion. Absolutely.
Lovely, wonderful, nice, sweet, patient, calm, gentle, all the fruits of the Spirit, biblical conversation. Not too salty.
Yes, I've had a lot of women not come up to me, but message about Jen Wilkin.
Yes,
but they had no idea. So,
that's great. That's wonderful. Okay, you had a more positive experience with that than I did, and that's great.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wow, yeah, we've had a lot of saltiness up in here.
I know. I'm very encouraged by the people who will discuss things politely, though. Even if the passions are high, there are people out there that they'll discuss things patiently, and that's nice. Be patient with me because my brain doesn't work.
Okay, we're back. We have Rikki, and we're so excited to have you back on.
Oh, I'm so excited to be back on. Thank you so much for letting me come back on again.
Hey, we have to keep having you back on.
Oh,
yes,
it's really sweet.
Every time we have a cool episode, we're just going to bring you back because you got a green screen.
I know. Yes. She's the first first guest to come on here to have a background. How cool is that? A round of applause.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I'm needing a new phone anyway. Like it just worked out that the new phone I got worked for the green screen because my old one didn't. So
great. Yeah, my old one didn't either.
It's true. Yep. I don't think mine will either. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever tried. I have no idea. We're going to get straight into where we left off last time, though, because unfortunately we have a million more questions for Rikki. I can't believe you came back for us to continue hounding you about all this stuff. But
hey, did. I love talking about what God's done for me and His glory and everything. So it's been really good.
Amen. That's great. Okay, cool. Well, take it away, Becca. Ask away.
Okay. So we've talked about your testimony, and now we want to know what scripture was the biggest scripture or book of the Bible that was most helpful coming out of the Word of Faith for you.
And for me, it was the book of Romans, because Romans it's still my favorite book. And it has a very clear depiction of the gospel, and it has a lot of the doctrines of grace in there. And so that was super helpful. Like while I was learning the doctrines of grace, I was learning where they are in scripture, and Romans has more than one. And so that was super encouraging to me. And also like the scriptures about God's sovereignty, that was super encouraging as well and very helpful. Like the one that I'm thinking of now, Psalm 115:3, our God is in the heavens and he does what he pleases. And,
Yes.
Scriptures like that. There's a lot of scriptures in the Psalms that talk about the sovereignty of God. There's scriptures all over the Bible that talk about God's sovereignty. And so that was really helpful for me as well.
Awesome. Do you feel like you're like relearning the Bible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has been so far over a year process, the Lord bringing me out of deception and still teaching me, still showing me different things in scripture and growing me. And I do, there's a lot of scriptures that were taught to me out of context. And so now I'm learning them in context. And so I do feel like I'm still relearning the Bible. And I'm also learning that the Bible is about Jesus and the gospel and not us. Because there was, and while I was in this movement, like there was a lot of eisegesis going on and not a lot of like proper exegesis, like talking about, or, centering the scriptures around the gospel, which is in Jesus, which is what they're about. So, the Bible's not about us.
It's not. It's so not. And you should see me at Education Hour. I'm always relearning. So I'm like, that's what that means. It's my face every Sunday morning during Education Hour. Okay, people.
It reminds me of that video by Matt Chandler, like, you're not David.
I know. I hear that in my head every time somebody says the Bible's not about you. You're not. And I don't even listen to Matt Chandler, but I've heard that quoted, like that little clip so often. It's like the R.C. Sproul clip. I hear it constantly. What's wrong with you people?
Mm-hmm. We should put that in.
What's wrong with you people?
I will. I can do that.
I love that blasphemy one.
You'll put that one in here too.
Blasphemy!
Blasphemy!
I haven't heard that one.
Blasphemy!
It's a Paul Washer one. And which episode did we put that in? I forget. The Okay Ladies. It's in the Okay Ladies.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. It's just a little 2-second clip. Blasphemy. I can totally put that in.
It was so funny.
I love it. I like the little clips. Now I have them saved. Rikki, how has your family responded to this now? As you're talking about learning things, all these new things. Are you able to take that knowledge and use it when you're discussing things with your family? And have they responded positively?
Yeah. So, like I had mentioned in the last episode, I have 3 sisters, and one of them is not saved. The other 2 are, and the other 2 are, the other 2 affirm and believe the doctrines of grace. So that's very helpful. And my mom is charismatic. She is still in the movement that I was rescued out of, but talking to my sisters and stuff, it's very encouraging because we're on the same level. Like, we understand we believe the same things. And so it's easier to talk to them. Like with my mom, it's difficult to talk about theology with her because we do disagree on pretty much 95% of it. And so, and I've shown her in scripture, where these things are true. And, I don't know, it is more difficult with my mom. And I do try to take these opportunities as they arise. Now I'm not all the time, okay, Bible thumping, basically cage Calvinist. I'm definitely not like that. But whenever the opportunities do arise, then I try to talk them through with her. But then it's just difficult because we don't believe the same things. And so yeah, I mean, it is more difficult with her, but with my sisters, they affirm the doctrines of grace before I did. And so,
wow.
or believed in them. Yeah. So that was actually, I learned, predestination. I actually learned that from my sister, from one of them. And so, that was the first one I had learned about. And, and then I learned about the other 4 last year. So,
wow,
yeah.
That is so neat. We need to be praying for Rikki's mom, though, for sure. I know Jesus said that he came to set mother against daughter and father against son and all of that. And we if you don't have that situation, you can kind of forget about that verse. It's strange to hear that somebody that might be a professing Christian can also have disunity with other believers, even though the other believers bringing you scripture. But it's a lot easier to forgive somebody for being wrong than it is to forgive somebody for being right. And so a lot of times with our family members, it can be really difficult, especially if they're older. You have, 3 against 1 here with your sisters. So it's pretty good odds. Let's just keep being in prayer for your family. And
I know it, like, you can feel it when it's like your mom. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it's like, it's very hurtful. It's a hard situation.
Yeah, it is hard. And thank you guys for praying. I really appreciate that.
Of course, absolutely, definitely going on the list. I love the idea. Every time I put somebody else on the list, I'm like, I can't wait to see the fruit of this. This is going to be exciting one day, even if it's like 10 years down the road. We're going to hopefully one day, God willing, see some fruit. But I think that what you said, Becca, is really helpful for people listening. Rikki, our listeners, they're going to have a relative like this, whether they're in the Word of Faith or like you began in the Catholic Church, or if they're in any other type of deception, and it can be really hurtful. And so if you want to take a second to maybe give a little bit of encouragement for anybody who's dealing with that, how do you stop yourself from despair at that point?
I just trust in the Lord. I mean, because He's sovereign. He's in charge. He's already got everything taken care of, and I know that He's going to rescue His true sheep. He's like, even if it's taking a while, just be patient. Like as the opportunities arise, share the truth with them, and don't by any means like cage stage, like shove it down their throat, but just be patient, and in the Lord's time, if it's His will, then He will rescue it from that deception, and just share truth as you get the opportunity to.
Yes, love that. Don't cage stage them.
You're not cage stage them. It doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well. I know. Oh my gosh.
It's like the real life version of trolls. When you're cage staging. Yeah, but I'm going to argue about all of this, so sit down and listen. What do you have as like a recommendation, Rikki, for like the pastors, teachers, books, anything that has been an encouragement or edification for you that might help our listeners?
So the first, like the initial person I had started learning from was Lindsay Davis, and then from there I started listening to Paul Washer. Actually, his Shocking Youth sermon was the first like super intense real sermon that I had heard coming out of deception, and that was really like that would really spoke volumes to me. And then also Justin Peters, John MacArthur, R.C. Sproul, Costi Hinn, and Chris Roseborough have been super helpful. And they just like sermons that they preach or teachings that they do has just been really helpful.
Do you go through like, oh, sorry, what was that?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I said, did that answer your question? Because I feel like there was something you might have said that I missed. I don't know.
No, you got it. You totally got it. You're good. Do you go through like phases with any of these teachers where like we'll go through like sometimes I'll go through like an RC phase where it's just RC all day, and then other times I'm in like a Vodi Bakum phase and I want to just like listen to all of his stuff. And like, do you guys go through that?
Like their seasons?
Is there something wrong with me?
No, I'm like that too.
Okay.
I'm like that too. How about you, Rikki?
No, that's really cool. No, actually, I don't go through phases. So basically, the way that that works for me is like on my Facebook. A lot of times, I will come across a sermon by Paul Washer, by John MacArthur, or a teaching by Justin Peters, or a video by Chris Roseborough, or things like that. And what I'll do is like I come across them like often, and so. I will save them and I'll go back and listen to them. And so, it's kind of like it's all in the same pot. It's like, I don't really go through phases of like, oh, I'm only listening to this teacher. It's like, I kind of just listen to all of them as they come across my, my social media, or also like, I have the Ligonier app. So like I listen to the R.C. Sproul teachings from the Ligonier app. And so I have that kind of mixed in, listening to R.C. Sproul at the same time as listening to all these other teachers. So yeah, just kind of all at once. They're all at the same time. I don't really listen to a certain one for a certain amount of time.
That makes sense. Have you checked out the new Connect app, the Ligonier Connect?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't even heard of it. What is that?
Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
No, I think,
is that right? It's their new thing.
so.
They're letting you take classes online, like RC classes too.
Yeah, and I think it's a subscription, so it's like $9 a month or something, and you have access to all of his courses.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool!
I know, right? I was like, yeah, Christmas came early.
More subscriptions, though.
I know. Right? Dang it. All the time, more subscriptions. And you can't even, you don't even get the choice to pay monthly. You actually have to pay a set amount of months at a time.
Right. Now we're going on to current adventures with Rikki. Are you going to any conferences or concerts coming up this year?
Not that I know of. I've been thinking through that. I'm like, I'm not really up to date on all the conferences that go on. I hear about a lot of them from like my reform circles and groups and stuff, but I hear them like either as they're happening or after the fact. So like I don't really know about very much. But G3 next fall. I mean, God willing, I definitely want to go to that if the Lord allows. So but as far as concerts go, not that I know of right now.
I'm always surprised to hear that concerts are still a thing. Like, I thought that was done with. Are you guys really still doing concerts? Super weird. Speaking of concerts, what kind of music do you like?
So I like Christian rock and like Lacey Sturm, Skillet, all that, and then also Christian hip hop. I like that as well, and then also 90s music. But I'm very picky with my 90s music. Like I like a lot of it, but there's also a lot of 90s music that's awful, and I didn't realize that. So I started listening to it as an adult, and I was like, man, this is really bad.
I know. I hear it with my kid ears.
Yeah, and so like the 90s music is very far and few between as far as the songs that I like. But
you're breaking my heart. Don't break my heart.
Hey,
say you love me again. Let me show you what 90s we are. Okay, let me show you some 90s.
Listen, like you said, you like the Backstreet Boys, right, Becca?
I did. Yes, I was a Backstreet Boys girl.
I went to see them in concert last year.
No way! Yes, I'm totally jelly.
And actually, the same day that I went to see them, I had a wreck right before the concert.
No.
And I didn't know if I was going to make it to the concert. I was there with one of my friends from school that I had grown up with, and so yeah, had a wreck right before the concert, and still made it to the concert in time. Actually, like the was still playing whenever we went in, and so we still got to make it to the concert. But yeah, I went to see the Backstreet Boys.
Was that where they were Spice Girls?
What's that?
No, was that with Spice Girls?
No, I think the Spice Girls were touring in the UK because they just did a reunion tour, but they Victoria wasn't with them, I don't think, but they were in the UK. So I wanted to go see them too, but no.
Spice up your life. You were like, man, I'm going to this concert even if I got to drag my leg, blood, guys. I'm going.
No, totally. Like, I mean, my friend was so excited to go because she's a fan of Backstreet Boys, which I mean, I have too, but like, she was so excited. I was like, I'm so gonna have to tell her that we can't go now because my car's messed up. And like, she's sitting in my car while I'm talking to the cops in the insurance company, and so I'm gonna like, I felt so bad. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to tell her we can't go to this concert because I thought I was like, I was on the phone, or the insurance company was on the phone with the tow truck. Like, I thought that I was gonna have to be towed home.
Right.
But then the local tow truck, they were in St. Louis, and so the local tow truck had come, and he told me that he was pretty confident, or he was very confident that I could make it home in my car. So I was like, okay, I'll just drive my car. But I was like, I'm gonna feel so bad if I had to tell my friend that we can't go see this concert because we were literally like 30 minutes or something.
Oh no!
Were you feeling that when you were in the concert? Like, you were like still shaken up by that?
Yeah, for the most, I was pretty relieved and happy though that first of all, we didn't die. The car wasn't completely totaled. It was just like the front end of it. But yeah, I mean, I was still shaken up from it, but I was also okay and very, very thankful that the Lord had his protection on us. So
yes,
amen. But did you die? Nope.
What did you die?
Check that off the list. We're going to the Backstreet Boys. That's how I'd be. I'd be like, I paid for these tickets.
I know.
I'm going in.
I can't even believe that they tour. Like, this is blowing my mind right now. I had no idea that they
Let's go to it. Tulips and Honey meetup at Backstreet Boys NSYNC concert.
I bet I can get them to interview.
It was so cool because I think this was like I don't know if this was like a final one. You know, like the Spice Girls just had a reunion tour. Like, I don't know if that's what this was. But it was so cool to like see them all grown up and everything because, you know, back when they were kids, they were so much younger. And they were telling stories of like how old they all were whenever they had formed the band in the first place. And I think Nick said he was like 12.
Yeah.
Or something.
What? Oh,
and they trained for a long time before they even got out.
It's crazy.
Something like
That's
that.
insanity. Oh my goodness. Okay,
but,
wow.
Also, like I do like 90s and 2000s country. Like, this new country is not country.
Oh, it's garbage. I totally agree.
But the 90s and 2000s country, I definitely like that. So.
I can't. Yep. There is no country music in heaven.
What?
No, it's like
Becca.
Pineapple.
Becca.
Yes.
Country music is God's music.
Oh, you guys are unbreak my heart.
Someone burst into song. You totally need to do that. Just like burst into song anytime you see the opportunity.
I have one for you right here. Okay, don't tell my heart, my aching
brain. I do know that one.
Just don't think it understand. Definitely like Garth Brooks, Travis Tritt. Those are. I mean, you're not going to get that today. But have you heard? There's one guy who's bringing it back. He's bringing it back hardcore. He's doing an excellent job. And Chris Stapleton, that's his name. Have you heard of him yet?
I've heard of him, but I haven't heard any of his music.
Check it out. It's the only thing today that's being played in country music that sounds as good as the 90s and the early 2000s. I promise you'll be like, okay, I love this. This is my jam right there. It'll be your total favorite. So what are you currently reading or listening to, like devotionals? What are you reading in your Bible? What kind of audiobooks you got going on? Give us all of it. We want all of it.
We want all of it.
So I'm doing the Bible reading in a year plan. It's one, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's one where you read like certain sections, like one in the Old Testament, then a psalm, and then just one psalm, and then a section in the New Testament every day. And
nice.
Yeah, so I've been doing that, and then also I'm reading God, Greed, and the Prosperity Gospel by Costi Hinn, and
very cool,
really good. And then also that's all that I'm currently reading. But Becca and I are getting ready to start that book by Susan Heck.
Yes.
Do you remember what it's called? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's On Your Knees. It's about prayer.
Yeah.
It's a good one. So we're going to be working through that together. I should put that in the Book Bee Club coming up.
I love that. That is so cool. Yes. I'm so glad that you're going to read that with her, Rikki, because I'm not.
I forgot to ask her if she's going to do audiobook. No, we did ask her.
We asked her,
Susan. Yeah,
I can't read big books like that, and like I have to have the audio of it. So you guys, while you're reading it, record it and then send it to me.
Hey, we can do the method that Susan does, like our voices with it.
Yeah, read it really fast too. Like blah, 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 blah. She was listing off the scriptures like that. I could not believe it. She was like, "Yeah, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word was flesh." Blah, blah, blah. Wow, whoa, hold on. How are you doing that? What is this witchcraft?
That's why I can't really listen to audiobooks because they go too fast for me. Like, and I feel like doing that just sounds super fast.
Yeah, she was spitting it out pretty fast. I was really impressed. But those are some really great books that you just listed. Are you on a Bible app, or do you have like the physical Bible in front of you?
I have a physical Bible in front of me now. I do use my Bible app throughout the day because I'm not home throughout the day. So if I need to look up a scripture, then I have my Bible app for that. But as far as like actually like sitting down and reading my Bible, like I use a physical Bible for that.
Oh, neat. Do you have the U version? Because I'm totally going to connect with you if you do.
I do.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I'm going to find you.
I use the Grace to You one. That's just what I use. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
So I didn't know that you could like actually connect to people on YouVersion. So what do you mean by that?
It's just like a social media website.
Mm-hmm.
They've like integrated social. Yeah. So you could send me verses throughout the day or vice versa. If we see something that be encouraging, we could totally send it to one another. Isn't that cool?
Oh my God. Yes, I'm so going to start doing that. Like, so
what?
All right,
well,
we're doing it. You guys are encouraging me. We should have a Tulips and Honey one.
Do it. My totally has our Tulips and Honey
logo
on it. It does. I was
logo?
like,
Did you say?
Our logo. I got our logo on there. I'm like, free publicity.
Yes.
So what kind of blogs, podcasts, and things to that nature are you listening to right now? Got any like really great suggestions for us? Like maybe one that starts with a T.
Right. I was going to say maybe Tulips and Honey. I mean, so there's Tulips and Honey. There is Redeeming Truth with Costa Hinn and John Benzinger. And they just recently started that one. That one's fairly new, but it's really good. The Blues Talking Baptist by my friends Hannah Oliver and Esther Faulkner. There's Theology Gals, and then the Ligonier app. And then also, like I said, like I listen to John MacArthur, Paul Washer sermons, and then Chris Roseborough's Fighting for the Faith videos. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
That's a good list right there. I like that list. I think that's really cool. Maybe we can link to some of those that you listed, because there was one in there that I don't think I've ever heard of, and I'd really like to get to see it. Not see it because you can't see them; they're listening. But I want to listen. Yeah. Okay, Becca, you want to ask the next one?
Did you call me Becky?
No, I didn't. You're not in trouble. I said Becca.
Wait, you call her Becky when she's in trouble?
No, her mom does.
Oh.
Yes, my entire family calls me Becky. Oh, Becky!
Does anyone ever call you Rebecca?
No, only when I'm at the doctor's office or something, or someone's calling me, or someone, because it's my legal name is Rebecca. So, I sign it. I don't sign Becca unless it's like a card. I get named everything. Dad calls me Bex. Blake calls me Becca B.
I like Bex. That's
Bestie.
cute.
Yeah. I just look up, just not direction.
I hate when people call me by my actual name, though. Then I'm just like, oh man, I don't know. I'm in
The
trouble.
full name.
I don't know what I did.
Do you have a nickname other than Lauren?
Mom.
I mean, it's Lauren. Wait, what? What did you say?
Mom. Mommy, mama, mommy when she wants something. Justin calls me mama, and so
Mama.
like, yeah.
Mama Bear.
So yeah, Mama Bear. He's Daddy Bear. Mama Bear. Kaylee's Kaylee Bear. So whenever he does say Lauren, I'm in trouble. Like if he's
Lauren.
like Lore is another nickname, Lore, but that still means I'm in trouble.
Right.
But the straight up Lauren, I'm like, when did we start a fight? I didn't know we were
When
fighting.
did we start a fight? You're like,
I didn't know, but I'm sorry for whatever I did, Justin. I can say your first name too.
So it's
Rikki,
okay.
how about
your friends call you Lauren, just not your husband, right?
Yeah, and even when my friends, like if I'm around other people, because like most people, if they're around me long enough, that it's just like just talking. But whenever I meet somebody new and they do say Lauren, I'm like, yes.
I know. I don't even call you Lauren anymore.
What do you call her?
So
We just say bestie to each other.
Oh,
yeah, or sis, like everybody else's sister. So you've got like all of our believing, sisters and brothers out there. They all call me sister, and sometimes they call me brother if they don't know me well enough yet. Like anytime somebody does say Lauren, I'm like, man, I am in trouble. I don't know what I did.
I'm in trouble. Rikki, how about you?
Dog.
Rikki, how about you? Is Rikki your full name?
No, my full name is Ricole, actually.
Ooh,
I like that.
Yeah, not very many people know that. Like, I normally don't tell people unless they ask.
Well, now dozens of people do.
That's true. Like,
hundreds of people do.
But yeah, so my real name is Ricole. I don't go by Ricole. I go by Rikki because Ricole is harder to remember. And so I've been going by Rikki for as long as I can remember, honestly.
Since we learned in the last one that you play the cajon, I believe we talked about it, and you play that at church, and you've been a part of a lot of bands. Any musical adventures for you in the future in regards to music?
Other than just playing cajon, whenever the Lord gives me opportunity, I don't really have any plans as of right now, just whatever the Lord wills. I'm kind of up for whatever adventures He's got in my future, so.
Okay, just in case we missed it last time, because I don't remember, what's a cajon?
Maybe you didn't. What's a cajon?
What's a cajon?
A cajon? A canoe?
How do you play a cocoon?
So a cajon is also like known as a box drum, and it basically like it's a box that you can sit on. I actually have mine in my room. But it's a box that you sit on and it's hollow, and there's a hole in the back, and whenever you sit on it, you lean forward and you hit the front, and there's like a bass sound and a snare sound on the front. Like depending on how they're made, like the one that I have is made different than the one that I play at church. And so like depending on how they make them, the bass and the snare are in different places. Like for the most part though, like generally the bass is going to be in the middle. And then whenever you hit the sides, like the outside of the box or the outside of the front of the box, that makes sense. Like on the front face, but it's like on the edge, that's the snare sound generally. But
wow,
different cajons are made different ways, and so sometimes the depending on where you hit it depends on what sound you're going to get. And so it's a lot of fun. Like there's only 2 notes. It's just a bass and a snare, but you can make a lot of different drum beats out of it, and it's really fun.
Where do you get one, and how did you learn about this?
I got mine from, I think, a musician's friend. I got mine a long time ago, like probably over several years ago. But I actually taught myself. So back whenever I was in one of the charismatic churches, we did these like worship service kind of things down by the river, because I live on the right on the Mississippi River. So we would go downtown and we would play music, and that like there was a cajon player, and then like shakers, and then I think that was and then a guitar, and then singing. Like that was basically all there was. But one of the guys that knew how to play cajon, I asked him if he would teach me, and he said yeah. And then it just never worked out. Like it just never happened. So then I really wanted to learn, so then I got myself one, a cajon, and then I don't remember if it was too long ago. I don't remember if I like looked at videos, or if I just remembered how he, like, from watching him play it so much. I don't remember if I just learned it from like remembering how he played it, or if I watched videos, or what it was. But I did learn on my own. And then, so that was a good, like, that was fun. That was a fun being able to like learn it, and being able to just learn different ways that you can play it and stuff. So.
Yeah, that is really cool. I've never heard of that, and I really want one. So you guys know, listeners, you know what to get me for Christmas. Our P.O. box is. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have P.O. boxes.
I need to learn your to jam together. You were making me think of like a kid around like the kitchen, and they're like, they find all the pots and pans. That's like Lauren's brain right now.
That's my brain right now. Yes. How do you know me so well? Get out of my brain, Becky. Okay. What about then, so you obviously have quite a bit of talent, and you've got a lot of really neat things going on. What about like maybe a future blog or a podcast or a book maybe even?
So probably not, like, I mean, unless the Lord changes my heart, probably not a book. I don't enjoy, like, I do like to write, but not like in book form. I don't like to write.
Maybe we could do a booklet.
Like a pamphlet, yeah.
Yes.
But like, I'm not opposed to doing podcasts or things like that. I just haven't, like, I mean, I would definitely have to do it with someone else. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it by myself, but I'm not opposed to it. Just, if it happens.
I know some people who, who have, like a platform.
That sounds so creepy. I know some people.
I don't know who you are and where you're from, but I have a very select set of skills, and I will find you.
Bow hunting skills.
That's why we don't record at night. Becca, you encouraged me. You're encouraging me.
I'm sorry. I know, and I so texted her that I wouldn't do that. So total fail. Absolute fail on my part. Totally not professional.
Yeah, Becky and Lauren are both in trouble.
Oh my gosh. Our listeners are going to be like, who's Becky?
how can we be praying for you, Rikki? Is there anything that we can be praying for you about?
So if you could just pray that I would have a greater love for the Lord and His Word, and more discernment in different situations when sharing the truth, and also more boldness to share the gospel and things with people in person. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. I will definitely be praying for that. And also pray for me for the same exact thing, because that's definitely something I need. We're going to move on to our shenanigans then. Shenanigans!
Shenanigans!
Nice. You did the dance.
Did I do it right? Spirit fingers?
It was perfect, Spirit fingers. We've already asked you about pizza, so we don't need to worry about that question. You're on Team Lauren. # Team Lauren. Pineapple pizza stinks. It's terrible. It's awful. People need to be put in re-education camps. So now we're going to move on to...
That sounds like concentration camp. You took it too far. Okay, Lauren?
Was it
She
too
is
soon?
passionate about this pizza. Like,
I am.
I don't even eat pizza anymore.
If we could just re-educate everybody about what pizza should taste like, I feel like they would learn in the future not to...
Okay, 2 words for you. Okay, Ray, comfort.
Right.
I'm Ray comforted right
that is
now.
Okay. That's exactly what I thought of. You know, and like whenever, I think it was during the Susan Heck episode, whenever you had said that Ray Comfort told you to repent.
Yes, he did. He told me to repent.
Yes. I should put that.
So funny.
Comfort, repent.
Yes, I could pull that little clip maybe and put it right there too. I do have, actually, earlier today, this question popped into my head. So I could totally go first this time, Becca, if you want.
Yay!
I actually have a question planned, and I was afraid I was going to forget, and I almost did until we started recording, and then I remembered. But ladies, you have to answer this question in a very specific way. So you can't just flat out answer it. I have a certain way that you have to answer it. So before you answer, let me tell you all of the rules to my question, because there's lots of...
There's rules? Lauren, I have talked about
commas,
rules. There's a comma in it. I'm giving you rules, and I gave you a box, okay? I said no commas.
I busted up out of that box.
She's coming back fiery.
I'm making it hard.
One sentence, no commas.
Not only is this going to be a harder question, like in that way, but it's also going to be really tough for you to answer. So
you have to send these in before.
I can't because I won't remember.
I'll ask you. I'm making the outline. Tell me.
Rikki, before I ask this question, do you drink coffee? Because that's going to be primary.
You can't ask two.
No,
it's important.
I don't drink coffee. No,
you don't.
Sorry.
Okay. Are you a soda person? Do you like to drink soda?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What kind of soda is your favorite?
Third question.
Mountain Dew.
Are you counting? That's right.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. This is my actual shenanigans question, though, so we can bring it back, and I can rein it in. Okay. My question then is going to be this: a real live Baby Yoda is available. This is just purely imagination. Pure imagination. Real life Baby Yoda. But to get this real life Baby Yoda that will forever stay a baby, he'll never grow into the ugly Yoda from like the originals, you have to give up your favorite drinks. So for you, Becca, it will be coffee. You can never drink coffee again. And for you, Rikki, it'll be Mountain Dew. Do you give up your favorite drink to get the Baby Yoda? And before you answer, you have to answer it like Yoda would answer.
I can't do that.
Go first, Rikki, you will.
Give up the Mountain Dew, I would.
Yes! That's a good answer. Your turn, Becca.
I don't even know how to do it, though. I don't know how to talk backwards. Give up the coffee, I will.
There it is. You did it. You did it. Congratulations. Audience, we want to know.
All kinds of wrong in that sentence. There's all kinds of wrong.
Wrong, all kinds of sentence there was. I
Y'all should try to do an entire podcast with backward sentences like that, and just
oh my gosh, my brain is like.
Do that. I would.
Terrified. I would be terrified.
This is the way. This is the way.
That's how this works.
Is that from the show or the movie, or is that I thought that was something
from The Mandalorian.
Okay.
It's from The Mandalorian. This is the way.
People were just starting to say it, and I'm like, okay, I guess it just caught on. But
it's new.
I watched 2 episodes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's new. Yeah, it's only in The Mandalorian.
It is. You'll get there. Don't worry. I didn't get it either at first. I was seeing everybody say that, and I was like, well, okay, I'm just going to act like I know. And then I got there, and I was like,
I made the meme, and I was like, I can't post this till you get to it.
Yep. It was super fun.
Good bestie.
Yes, that's right. She's an awesome bestie. Okay, your turn, Becca. What is your question? No questions without commas allowed. You got to have lots of rules. You got to make it a really complicated question. So
apparently there are no rules. The rules are given. The rules are specific.
Guidelines were set. Guidelines were passed over.
They're just guidelines. They're more like guidelines. What is that?
More of a suggestion than no. What is it? It's from Pirates of the Caribbean.
What is that law that they do? Not parfait.
Parlay.
Parlay. Yeah, parlay. And they're like, oh, that's more like guidelines. I can't say.
Yeah, that's more of a guideline than it is a law or something like that. I'm like the I before E except after C thing. It's really just more like a exception than it is to. Anyways, okay. What do you got?
What is your favorite 90s TV show? Have I asked you this? I think I asked you a 90s question last time.
Yeah.
Me?
We didn't do Shenanigans with Rikki last time. So
we didn't. Okay.
Oh, you did pizza. You only did one question though.
That's right. Okay, good.
Most important one.
You should let Lauren go first because I have to think about it.
Okay. Favorite 90s TV show. It could be a cartoon. It could be.
Wait. I'm sorry. So can it be like, what's our favorite 90s show now, or what was it whenever we were a kid?
Oh, either one.
Okay. I would say now, like it needs to have stood the test of time, right?
But it's 90s. As long as it's 90s. Doesn't mean you had to watch it in the 90s.
Okay, Lauren can go first. What you got?
Okay. I'll be there for you. You're there for me too. Friends.
Yep.
Nice.
Hardcore.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. How about you, Rikki?
Mine was Full House.
So that's a good one.
Oh, I like that.
My sister, growing up, my sister would make me watch that every single day. I think it was whenever we got home from school. Like she would put it on, and she was older than me, so she was in charge of the remote, and so she would play it every single day. And I was so sick of it, and I couldn't stand that show back then. But now that I'm older, I'm I appreciate it.
Yep. I had that same situation, but with Power Rangers. But I don't appreciate it as much now as I did when I was little.
The Power Rangers?
Yeah, I didn't.
I know. I tried watching it again.
I was like, wow, this is way cheesier now than it was back then. But Friends, I have to ask you though, Becca, because I know Friends is going to be your answer, right? Like, if you compare though the Rachel Ross situation to a Jim and Pam, there's really no comparison over which is a better sitcom, right?
Yeah, wow, that's so hard. Yeah, I would always pick The Office over anything.
Okay, I thought so too.
Good answer. I was going to say Jim and Pam are better than Ross and Rachel.
Absolutely. Right? I know. What's Ross's favorite? He's always like, we were on a break, and I just hit that episode.
Break. Yeah, no, that ruined it. No, I think that one of the greatest things ever happened with The Office. There's some sort of weird connection there that they just did that perfectly. So every time I'm seeing any kind of sitcom romance now, I'm like, you're not Jim and Pam. So
I know they set the bar up here.
Yeah,
I have to agree.
It's not possible to break it. But that's all we have for you guys today. Before we go, we just want to let you know that we are so thankful for our Humblebees. We're thankful for Rikki for coming on for a second time. We're going to drag her into a quick questions and answers episode later on down the road, because if you joined our Patreon at the very tippy top tier, whatever it is, you get to join us for one of our episodes, whether it's a full one or a mini one. So there'll be links to all of that good stuff down below. If you like my Modern Puritan shirt, that link is also down below. My hair's covering it, but oh well. Also, we have all of our information here for you now. If you want to,
it's right over here.
It's all available. Yes. There you go. You can connect with us. We want to connect with you guys. Let us know what we can be praying for. And we have a blog. We got, our YouTube. We got all this good stuff. Connect with us. Share, like, subscribe, do all the things. Click all the buttons. And we love you, Humblebees.
Yeah, super love you guys.
Yeah. Yes. And also, just to Patrick from Cave to the Cross, try listening to that 2+ right there, okay? I just talked really fast, just so you couldn't do it.
You got to say, I love that. That way you did it fast?
Yes.
We got to talk really fast when we do it.
Yes, that's right. Now he can't fast forward. He can't fast forward us for that one part. Nice. Sound like chipmunks. Rikki, thank you for joining us. Sister, God bless you. Thank you again so much. And thank you, listeners, for putting up with my fast talk just then. I'm gonna slow back down now. We're gonna woo-saw. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be
now
a great
you can,
episode.
Yes. If you didn't know, listeners, you can actually fast forward your YouTube, and I found out how to do it. It's really cool. So
it is really
that's
cool.
it for today. Do you got anything else, Becca, before we let our humble bees go?
No, it's such a great episode. It's such a blessing to have Rikki on, and I can't wait for this to post.
Yeah, so excited. Absolutely. Well, we love you, humble bees. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, Humblebees. This is Tulips and Honey. Over and out.
I think that diamond still needs a little more polish.
Yeah.
This is going to be some great bloopers right here.
I can give you like a queen bee, but in the nicest way.
But in a good way.
But in a good way.
And in my mind, I'm envisioning now we're going to move into like back where we were, so I can.
Back to the 3. You want me to?
Yes.
Want me to segue into that?
Proceed.
Okay. Have to wait just a second.
Nope.
Lauren does that to me all the time. I'll text her. I'll be like, "Can I do this?" And she'll be like, "Nope."
One of these days, the cop is going to be like, "Okay, ma'am, hold tight right there." I'm going to be like, "Nope."
Nope.
He's gonna be like, "Well, you're going to jail."
Please film that. Justin, be filming. Film me, honey. Cops coming by the window.
This is going to get us lots of hits online.
Okay.
So I put the magnetic eyeliner on my eye bob, and then the eyelashes magnetize to the eyeliner.
Wait, how is the eyeliner magnetic? I
have no idea. It's amazing to me though.
Is it liquid? Okay, so like I hope this doesn't sound super weird, but you'd be a really cool mom.
Oh, that's so sweet. That doesn't sound weird. That's what every mom wants to hear. My daughter is somewhere in the other room saying, "I just heard nonsense. Somebody just said something that's not true. I need to correct it."
She is a cool mom. I have to concur with that. She is super cool.
You guys tell my daughter that. I'm sorry, we squirreled. We can do this. I can focus. Books, audiobooks, we can totally do this.
How's Becky?
Well, we can get it together. I can take all of this and put it in bloopers. Everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Girls' night. Oh, ladies' night.
Oh, okay.
The feeling is right.
We're good. Good.
We can ask it again. We'll re-ask it. I know words.
Re-ask it. We're going to ask it. Rewind. Be kind. Rewind.
Be kind. Rewind.
That should be for you, Lauren.
How can we?
Rein it in, okay? Rein it in.
You can't stop laughing.
I'm just going to do this.
Kaylee's out there like, why did it get quiet? Something must be wrong.